the people, they are definitely saying this.
I do. I want to see Matt in lipstick. Those thick, pillowy lips, like a deep red. Like, you know.
Yeah, his
Absolutely.
like plush lips just tarted right up.
Mhm.
I can say that I'm also.
Did you get a G word pass? Okay, I was gonna say.
Yeah, no, that's mine. That's our word.
Good.
I gotta admit, WM, I think it took me like to the 4th episode. I was listening back and I was realizing that you're the snorter on the show, and I just love it. It's very endearing to me.
Is that
It's like a lot of times I have like there's like a cacophony of laughter, and I can't always tell who's who. And I finally pinned it down. I was like, oh, it's WM, and it's very cute. I love it.
Yeah.
I appreciate that.
A snort is like the best compliment because it's like it's like the squirter of laughter. It's just the dopest shit, dude.
Y'all know that. Y'all know that snorting is just pee.
It's like 76% sniff, but it's it's the other 25% laughter that is really the good part, right?
No, it's the propulsion that matters.
Welcome everybody to another episode of This Suck. I think we should do introductions. Kim is not with us here tonight, so I'll start. I am Phil.
I'm Ashley.
I'm WM.
I'm Justine. And also Dome Chomsky for people on Twitter. Sorry.
What is there a story behind Dome Chomsky? Is that's gonna stick?
Blonde era.
Yeah,
Blonde era,
it's
you're right.
Dome Chomsky parentheses blonde era. But there's not really a story behind it so much as like I was thinking about Noam Chomsky and blowjobs also.
That makes
and
sense.
It came together. And at this point, so many people that I talk to every single day and in chats and stuff, like they just call me Dome casually. And like it's gotten so bad the other day, like I was making a joke where I like referred to myself in the third person and I didn't say Justine, I said Dome, and I was like, wait, that's not my name.
Mine was Boob Ross for a really long time. I wish people would call me Boob.
Yeah.
That's
now it's Bon Ivermectin, which I had to change it because it's topical. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Oh yes.
It's important.
Yes, I don't have the Twitter dynamic like y'all do with like you have a username and you have a handle, right? And you can change both.
Yeah.
Wait, you can change your handle?
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
I need to do that.
So
Yeah,
which one
up
is more
until-
sacred to you? Do you like the username Dome Chomsky is you clearly are attached, but then you also have at Kielbasa Garage. I feel like what's the ratio? What's the balance here? Like which?
I would definitely change Dome Chomsky before I changed Kielbasa Garage.
Okay.
Kielbasa Garage is very near and dear to my heart, and also it's the thing that makes me money every day. So
yes.
like that's
Marketing.
a brand now. Yeah. But Dome Chomsky is just it's what the people want, it's what the people love, and I can't change it now, I don't think. But if it came down to it, Kielbasa Garage would stay for sure.
That's true. Yeah.
Very nice.
That makes sense.
I appreciate that. I don't have any Twitter clout, so I don't have that same relation to the handle and the username. But so many people think my name is Neil, and even in professional settings, people will be like Neil, blah blah blah, and I'm like, well, since it's this type of setting, my name is actually Phil. I don't know if you knew that, and that's weird. I guess it's not.
Until we first started talking, I thought that Phil Buck and Chill Neil were like two different people and accounts entirely.
Oh, nice.
That's great.
I was like, these guys have really similar posting energy.
No, I don't believe you.
I understand why you wouldn't, given everything about me as a person, why I wouldn't to be trusted. but
Well,
I
and
really
also
did
you're
think
savvy.
you
You pick up on things, I think, very easily. So
I
The
really
world
did
of
think they were
posting
too.
is very different in that way. Trust is a very different term in the world of posting, I think, like
Mm.
basically you could go all the way back to the dawn of comedy and say comedians are just liars, right? Oh no, they're jokes. No, you're lying. You're lying to me constantly.
I don't know what you're
But
talking
to make
about,
me
Phil. I
laugh.
don't lie. Not a liar. How dare you?
Every post and every joke I've ever made is incredibly true to life. It's all
I actually
100%
did. I actually did get my tubes tied at Claire's, so like I think that it's really rude of you to imply that I did not.
yeah.
I recant my statement. I'm so sorry. I didn't realize.
I do love the idea though of a guy who like doesn't know what a joke is and like gets very mad about stuff like that people aren't like
Thank you.
telling the truth about.
You mean like
I've been
40%
trying
of the
to-
people on Facebook, and I'm being very conservative with that number?
Yes. I mean, there's always one of those people in the comments. I had one today that was like, I posted a gabagool meme, and somebody was like explaining it to me. They're like, they're trying to pronounce capicola, and I was like, really? Okay, thank you for that.
You're wasting my brain space. Why are you telling me that? I don't care. So
I just forgot my next 5 great posts.
And it's your fault. And I hope you can't sleep at night because of it.
I've been trying to formulate a post for a while exactly about what you were describing, about a person that just is outraged that comedians are just lying all the time. Like it was going to be something simple, just like, oh, you think you're so funny with your quote unquote jokes, and you're just a fucking liar. I know you're a liar. I've seen. Stop. Excusing yourself with this so-called jokes nonsense. We know you're a liar. But you know what? I'll give a shout out to John Merrifield.
Post.
Oh,
like,
it is?
Okay.
That's
gotta be some guy on Reddit who's just like in the comments like, oh, you think you're so like that's a guy. That's a guy.
I thought you were saying it was literally a post already, and then I thought I stole it or something for a second.
Parallel thought is such a killer, man.
Yeah, that's definitely a guy on Reddit for sure. Like he exists, he's out there, and he's fucking pissed now, Phil.
Well, speaking of being pissed, can we talk about our first subject of the night, which is this guy Josh Denny, which is just 2 first names,
this fucking
right?
honey baked ham of a man. I hate this dude so fucking much. I am irrationally mad about this. So, like, what was the initial tweet? Like, it confused me. Like, what are the implications of? Can you read the initial tweet that went viral? That made me know that this is a person who exists.
Yeah,
I feel like he had like several very bad tweets about having sideways vagina, racial slur stuff going on, calling women not funny, basically.
Yeah,
there's at least like 5 very bad tweets that are just like no forgiveness, no coming back.
But the one about how sluts don't know when their period is supposed to happen.
Oh, I didn't even read that one. I only read the Asian woman at the hotel one, and then I was done. I was like, oh, I'll click here. I'm okay.
I'm gonna tap out.
Not that I can't take anymore. It's just that I don't want to.
You did. Yeah. No one should. But he still keeps posting. But yeah, no, Justine, I know that you have the Rolodex of.
It took me a while to grab them up to bring up my receipts on Josh Denny. I have a Manila folder. I'm sorry that it took me so long to unlock the file cabinet and rifle through my important documents. Whenever somebody pisses me off on Twitter, I have to print it out and I make a little file and then I label it.
Same.
So responding to like the Texas abortion ban and stuff, past 6 weeks, et cetera, et cetera. Spare me the many women don't know they're pregnant for 6 weeks. Whores. Only whores wouldn't know for 6 weeks.
What the fuck? Okay, so like it's one of those where my brain shuts down for a second. Like that's how fucking stupid this is.
Yeah.
So does he think that, okay, at first I thought, I was like, okay, well, he thinks that dick staves off periods. So if I have enough dicks inside of me, I don't have a period anymore. But then I was like, oh wait. No, what he's implying is that we're getting dick down so hard that we forget the concept of time.
I have to think that that's what he's saying. And I don't believe that he's going to experience that problem if that's what he believes.
Well, I want dick so good that I time travel. Like, is that
yeah?
Is that a real?
I want to get railed so bad that I lose a month and a half. Absolutely. But unfortunately, that's not the world we live in.
My period was supposed to be 2 weeks ago. God damn it. Guess I'm pregnant. Like, what?
Yeah, 2 weeks late is nothing, also. Like, 2 weeks late is not... You're not panicking.
Not... Well, I mean, I would be. Also, if I'm having, like, a good month, I am hyper aware of when my period is supposed to start. I don't understand. Like, I fucking.
I guess my thing is like I've just had an IUD since I was 17, so like I don't remember what it's like to have periods, but like I'm sure that that's a thing.
I should get an IUD. I found out recently that I could get snipped at Planned Parenthood.
That rules.
Not it clears.
And they don't make you go through like 3 years of counseling to like decide that you really want to do what you've said you want to do several times.
I'm neurotic as shit, so I get tested after every partner. I was there last week, and I was just like, God, I really don't. I was talking to a lady, and I was just like, God, I don't want to get pregnant ever. And she was like, you could get just like your shit cut. And I was just like, no, really? And she was like, yeah, it's fairly cheap. So everybody who's listening, if you're in Pennsylvania or Pennsylvania adjacent, you can just get your shit tied up like a Cocker Spaniel.
Oh, wow. That's great. There's so many prohibitive, like, especially for women, it's like terribly prohibitive, some of these laws. It's ridiculous. Like, if you haven't had kids, you have to do crazy, ridiculous shit to get.
Yeah, they make you do, like, global guts. And you have to like get the fucking.
You don't get the aggro crag when you come to the doctor. You can't get a vasectomy. Sorry, ladies. That's just how it is.
Yeah.
It just makes me think though with the Josh Denny guy, like it's very clear he hasn't had very many deep or meaningful relationships with women. Clearly, because I don't know how. I mean. He has a very middle school understanding of.
He's a fucking disgusting meat ogre. Like who would? He's a fucking dipshit who would have sex with that. Oh, yeah, he's never seen a woman without makeup. He doesn't know how pads work. Like fuck that dude. And it makes me especially sorry. I'm gonna squawk about this because I'm so mad. It makes me
go, please.
It makes me like fucking especially mad because like us, like all of us are content creators and we work so hard, like or eventually it becomes like second nature, I guess, for like some of us. But the work that goes into being funny, and then this guy's just like, oh. Asian women have slanted pussies. Like what? Really? Like that's your punchline. And it just makes me so fucking mad. And he went viral with
a very, very lazy joke. I mean, I've heard.
I'm so sick of lazy
heard
jokes.
That 25 years ago. From middle school kids.
He's just racist.
To have a professional. Yes, thank you.
I think he time traveled to like vaudeville. Sorry. Go ahead.
Yeah, no, like you can be like the edgy, like offensive guy, but you've got to be funny,
right?
Like it's just you've got to meet one criteria that doesn't suck, and you just can't do it.
Yeah, and you have to have like some sort of purpose for the joke to exist at all.
Even I'm not even mad that it's punching down. I don't give a fuck that it's punching down. It's just like it's so unartistic and like caveman-y bullshit and it makes me so fucking mad. I hate that. And like, honestly, even talking about him is like is giving him too much. He doesn't even deserve that. But God,
should we beep out? Should we beep out his name every time but once?
Yeah.
If you're up for the editing, that sounds like a lot of work.
Yeah, no free clout for racists.
Yeah.
I do have to admit, I'm very upset how this kind of like sullies the name of Denny's restaurant, because I'm not trying to say it's like a great restaurant or anything, but like they have great ranch dressing. One of my favorite versions of ranch dressing comes from Denny's. So
speaking of restaurants, the one show that he was on for Food Network was about big food. Like, look at this burrito. It's the size of a dead toddler. Like, who gives a fuck? How is that a show?
And what gets me especially about that is, so his one thing was gigantic foods. The show didn't start with him, nor did it end with him. He was on like a few episodes. They dropped ties with him like before his shitty tweets got big because he sucks. Mm-hmm. And Food Network was like, I'm not paying this guy any longer. And he still has that in his bio. It doesn't say like former, it says like host of Food Network, and like he has Food Network tagged gigantic foods. And it's like, that's his big accomplishment, because this man with like 120 followers on Twitter has like a listenership on his like comedy albums of like 40 monthly listeners. And he's just like, he's fucking made it. It's amazing.
That dude has albums.
Oh. Only on Spotify, which is like anyone can
right at this point. Yeah, you can pay whatever $25.
I'm just gonna record. I'm gonna record myself bombing for 30 minutes, and I'm gonna put it on Spotify. Shit.
And I bet you'll get more than 40 monthly listeners.
We will assure that you do.
Absolutely.
We already have more for the Succ that will immediately come to your special. I can't wait to hear. I hope you don't.
I'm gonna go on Netflix. It's gonna be great.
Yeah. Yeah. Do an entire hour Netflix hour special about how shitty Josh Denny is.
Just me bitching about bleep bleep.
Denny's Ranch is way better than Bleep Denny. I don't know what I'm saying. Anyway, y'all got to try some Denny's Ranch. I'm telling you.
I agree about the Denny's Ranch. However, I would like to also propose a contender, the like your local shitty Italian restaurants ranch.
Oh yeah,
it's always the best.
It is very good.
It's that like kind of liquidy.
Oh
like,
yeah.
Yes, thank you. You nailed it.
Like wet. Yeah.
Yeah, that honey mustard too. It's got the same sort of charm to it.
Shreds.
You know that if the ranch won't pour out of the thing, like if it's kind of stuck in there and you're shaking it, that's not good ranch. It's when you open it and it's gonna spill out and you're like, oh god, I just got ranch on my pants. You know,
yeah, it's always a ranch incident.
That's the good ranch right there.
Yeah, and I'm so, okay. So like I'm a chubby chaser. So sorry. I'm not passionate about a lot of things, but I'm passionate about this. So like, as a chubby chaser, as someone who loves a husky fella, I like a thick, robust, full flavored dude. The whole gigantic foods show as a general idea, like would like just fucking. So we're just watching a husky dude choke down a gallon of mozzarella cheese. Is that like a porn category? Why is that a show? I'm sorry.
It's definitely a really horny concept at the core.
Yeah, it's really special interest at best, I think.
Well, it's like a spin-off of like carnival food. It's just novelty shit, you know. It's like, this is the place you can go to get the biggest pizza. It's like there's a post going around right now that's like, people in Indiana, and then they all have this like chicken sandwich, and the chicken is like bigger than the bun by like 7 times. You know,
why even use the bun then?
Well, yeah, I totally agree with you. Yeah, I don't.
You have to have something to be like, the bun has to be there as like a straight man to the chicken, you know, because then you know, like, oh, this chicken's fucked up because look at this normal ass bun. The fucking chicken, the chicken is the Urkel that busts in.
Now I have to come to defense of this because I lived in Iowa for a while, in Cedar Rapids, Iowa specifically, and there's a restaurant there called Jonesy's, and they're literally famous for and won a statewide award. Never forget. They're literally famous for their giant, thin, fried pork tenderloins that hang over the edge of this wimpy little bun.
That's
maybe
it.
That's it. Yeah,
That
maybe it's
is
not
it.
chicken.
It's a pork tenderloin.
Again,
if
why,
if
though?
it's that area of the Midwest, you said Indiana and like Iowa and all of that. It's a pork tenderloin.
The Post said Indiana. I'm sure of that, but they, the internet just takes shit and runs with it. Who knows?
It could have been a Jonesy's sandwich. They're very famous.
It's a very white person thing to do. I'll say that.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
And maybe I'm wrong there too. I don't know.
I do love that tiny bun as like a a first,
it's just
a
a
first
joke.
scale.
Yeah, it's comical.
I feel like
sure.
it should have a toothpick in it just to make sure it stays.
They do.
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
That's cute.
I think the version of this I saw was very removed from the original instance of this happening. I did want to comment on the fact that I think the hardcore is deeply fried. Many versions screen capped and reposted, and
a lot of JPEG artifacting on it.
Mm-hmm. But I'm gonna just criticize Food Network for thinking that if they're gonna have a show about giant novelty food, that they needed to get to make sure that the host was an enormous person. I think that's so many
it's typecasting.
So many problems, like
I'll host that shit.
That's true.
Hire me, Food Network,
exactly.
for fuck's sake.
Thank you.
That would be even hornier. People love like a small girl eating like huge food. That's a porn category.
Would absolutely
that's
be
horny.
A way better show, like a way better ratings. Absolutely. If Ashley hosted Ginormous Foods, I can promise you it would compete with Guy Fieri. It would be.
Oh shit! I can't wait to be the nice Guy Fieri. That's great. That's
I'm watching it, but I'm only watching it when my roommates are already asleep.
I forget to eat for days on end, and then I get real hungry. So I could totally wolf down a giant mozzarella stick for sure. Yeah, I could do that.
It's like as big as your entire left leg.
Down. Let's do it.
Yeah.
All right.
I love that.
We got another bonus episode, I guess.
But this one's just for us. Nobody else gets to watch.
I'll make the
like a bonus episode.
Fair.
Can you guys hear my my chair creaking? Sorry. Yeah,
only a little bit.
Okay.
Only when it's happening.
Fuck.
All right, guys. So, what is the mythical human hybrid creature sex discourse? Is that a thing that's happening on the internet right now?
This is another topic near and dear to my heart. It didn't come from anywhere except my dab pen at like 7 a.m. So the thing is, all right. This is going to be a little round table group discussion. I think it's really important to get this out there. First of all, nobody here is a furry. No one here is like gonna fuck their dog or whatever. But
that was quite a leap there.
We haven't been putting that disclaimer at the beginning of the shows, and I think
that's really important.
I was gonna play around about being a furry, but then when you jump straight to fucking the dog, I'm like, come on. Like,
no. What? I jumped to not fucking the dog.
Well, you said not a furry, not fucking the dog. So I mean, there's a progression there I don't want to be part of.
Well, we're not either of those things. That's the important part to establish. But okay, so anyway, the topic is like I said, a mythical human hybrid creature. Your werewolves, your mermaids, your centaurs. Would you fuck these things?
Smash.
All of them?
With the power of 1,000 suns, I would smash. Yes.
Okay. 100%. I mean, I was raised, my generation watched The Little Mermaid. Like, that was the big Disney movie that came out. So clearly I have mythical creature sex issues.
So I actually asked this question at one point. I was just like, yo, like, are mermaids like furries? Like, if you want to fuck a mermaid, are you a furry? There's actually a subcategory of furry, and they're
scaly,
called
right?
scalies. See? Yeah, you already know. That's
I just
weird.
guessed too. I didn't know that actually. That was a joke.
But is it
I'm kind of disappointed that wasn't an original thought.
It's actually that's like a real thing.
Can we call it a slimy instead?
Oh, I hate that.
That's too
but
far.
That would also that would open it up to, I guess, also like your lizards, your snakes, your particularly fuckable iguanas, I guess. Like
Gila monsters.
Those monitor lizards. Fuck.
Sexy.
So was it our group chat that we were talking about? Somebody was saying they didn't want to eat urchins because it's like sucking a merman's dick. Was that in our group chat, or was
that?
No, that's new to me.
That sounds familiar to me.
I saw a post that was like someone was talking to their friend like, I don't eat sea urchins because it's like sucking a merman's dick, and the waiter was like right there like, oh, I've never heard that before. But yeah, I'm surprised that wasn't us because it sounds right.
That doesn't sound too bad.
No.
Yeah.
I had one of my viral posts. It's so stupid. I was just like, oysters are cool if you want the sea to hock a loogie right into your mouth.
And I do is the thing.
I do. Like, I will bottom for Poseidon. It's fine.
That briny dick is different, you know.
Yeah, it's different, dude. Yeah.
Do men and women have genitalias, or do they procreate differently through the fish ways with eggs and stuff?
Like seahorses, where the male just like spurts the eggs out, and then the female jizzes on them, squirts on them,
and then he carries them, right?
On them.
He carries them around afterwards too. I think is the deal.
Yeah.
I
hope that's how it works. There's no mer dicks or pussies, right? Is what I'm gathering here.
This is wrong.
Just eggs and fluids.
No. Wow, way to be heteronormative about it, Phil.
I didn't describe any genders. I'm just describing genitals. I'm not...
In the movie The Lighthouse, there's mermaid pussy in The Lighthouse.
You're right, there is.
Yeah, mermaids have dick and pussy. And
they do.
They've got.
You're right. I apologize. Now that I think about mermaid,
there's like a foreskin. So if you want to look here, right? So there's like a foreskin around this part. Like if you so around like the waist, sort of the genital area, like down to the upper thigh. And then when you peel that down, you're gonna see. You're gonna see whatever like flavor you're working with. The rest of it.
I've got to say, I love a good visual gag on an audio podcast. Yeah. That's always really good.
This is just priming the listeners for the video show, you know, just so you guys know. There's a lot here that you're gonna get to see that you haven't yet. Like, Ashley has a nice bisexual lighting going on.
Dude. I didn't even know. All right, I didn't know that bisexual lighting was a thing until Willow posted about it, and then I fucking Googled it, and I'm like, oh no.
No, of course.
No. I was just like, I'm gay. I love neon lights, but I didn't know that there was an actual thing called bisexual lighting. I was like, oh, that's why I like it.
Yeah.
Because I fuck everything, and apparently that's how you light your room.
It's in our blood.
Yeah, right. Exactly.
So speaking of fucking everything, so that implies after all this conversation, there's a them out there as well. You know, I need to back paddle on some of my talk earlier. You know, I was describing mermen, merwomen, and their genitals. I didn't put one on the other, so I just want to make sure nobody misinterpreted me there. But the
we're not gonna get canceled, Phil.
I probably am. I have a lot of cognitive bias I'm working on.
Speaking for the non-binary coalition, I don't think that you really erred in that respect.
Okay, all right.
I was teasing you, buddy.
I'm just always working on it, you know. You guys have to realize. So this is my fourth city for the podcast. I've been in Denver originally. I went to Florida. Nashville, and now I'm in Memphis. And riding around Memphis, where I grew up, it's very plantation core, I'm going to say, is the new aesthetic. And I hope nobody picks that up. But it's intense, you know, to see.
Bad cottage core.
Yeah, it's the worst kind. And everywhere I go, you know, I'm driving around these places, and it's such an aesthetic that these houses, every business, everything is like very much built to look like a plantation, and it weighs heavily on my heart to think of how much internalized bullshit I'm still working through. So just y'all just help me out when you can. You know, when you hear me working it, that's the only reason, is because I'm like, I gotta get this out of my psyche, you know.
You're good, buddy.
That's all I'm trying to say.
It's so sweet that you care. I like
Did
that.
I get too serious? This was also supposed to be funny. Oh, I've digressed a lot. So what are the other mythical sex things going on?
Yeah, so to
like
wrap
centaurs.
So more about monster fucking.
yeah,
Right.
This is what we're here for. This is what the people
I'll fuck
came
anybody who's not a plantation master.
So I guess one of the biggest splits, I guess, is okay. So a werewolf, right?
Mm.
And again, all of this assumes that the creatures are like they're consenting and willing, even if they're like feral. The werewolf, you would definitely fuck your werewolf if they were in the human form, right? But full moon transformed werewolf, would you still fuck the werewolf?
Yes.
Okay.
Are they capable of speech? Is it just sort of gruff, like a Tom Waits voice?
I'm gonna say no, like intelligible human sentences, but they can kind of do like intonation in the growls and the barks and stuff.
Got you. So there is communication.
Okay, so I just
Without
having seen the Twilight movies, haven't they already covered this? I feel like this had to be in those movies.
She only fucked him when he was like a person.
Yeah,
Okay,
and as someone who has seen all of the Twilight movies, I have an excellent drinking game about this somewhere in an old notepad file. It's amazing. We should do that. Oh, that's a bonus episode.
Absolutely.
But so in those movies, when they turn into the werewolves, they're not like your standard like bipedal like humanoid werewolves. They become just a big fucking wolf.
Yeah.
Like it's this,
that's
but
way
huge.
weirder then. Okay.
Yeah.
So there's like a whole Red Rocket situation. Like that's terrifying.
Like a real big red rocket though. Like
still
too
though,
much.
the size doesn't matter. Yeah, the Red Rocket thing is like, I'm out.
Yeah.
Okay. So if they
Once
if
they've
they
got more than two
transitioned
nipples.
into a werewolf and they had a red rocket,
Yeah,
you're like,
that's
no,
the
I'm not.
that's the thing that like
Just
not the
too-
fur, not the
Just
6
the-
heavy
the-
titties. No, that's
Nah, not necessarily. 6 heavy wolfy titties sounds pretty cool, actually.
That's just more handfuls, baby.
dude. Motorboating is like a core exercise.
And I was worried about getting canceled earlier in this episode.
I think you're good. Don't worry about it.
The whole Empire of Rome we talked about, this was founded on the wolf titties situation. So it's how could we
So if any of you here's a question. If any of you could or had to fuck either a cryptid or a mythical creature, what would it be?
Can y'all define cryptid for me real quick?
Cryptids are like humanoid, like monsters, like Bigfoot, or Wendigos. Wendigos? Yeah. Loch Ness, something like that.
Mothman.
Mothman.
Could you fuck the Loch Ness monster? That's crazy.
I would. I'd figure it out if she asked me. I'll fist her. I don't care.
I would eat the Loch Ness monster's pussy for sure. I would definitely go for it.
That's a lot of work. Your mouth isn't big
enough,
enough,
right?
buddy.
I would try. You don't know. Maybe the the concentration of nerve endings could be small enough for one human's mouth.
That's true. There could be like just like a normal size clitoris somewhere in there. But if you can't find this monster, how are you gonna find?
I could, as a hetero cis male, I could not find the Loch Ness monster's And that's why I got canceled on this week's episode.
Oh my god, that's amazing. I think that's the best thing you've ever said, but
yeah. That's a soundbite.
That'll be my official merch shirt, right?
We all get one.
Just like you just shrugging in the corner.
Where is it?
I want it to look like the Drake merch, right? With the art.
Or where in the world is Carmen Sandiego? But where in the world is Nessie's clit? And just feel like
Gumshoe.
I love this is probably the most problematic episode, and it's not because of Matt Moyer. It's amazing that Matt's not here. I'm so sad about that.
We're really picking it up in his absence.
He's here.
He's here. Matt Moyer is inside all of us all the time, and we're begging him to stop.
Oh no.
It's very terrible. And that's Justine's shirt.
Yeah, that's a double for me and Matt. Yeah, to answer your question, Ashley, so I'm going, it would be a mythical creature. I'm going Sphinx. I've said it one time, I've said it 1,000 times. They've got a sultry energy that you just can't beat. They've got that eyeliner. Just the innate like feline like seduction of it. And I love riddles. I love a good riddle. And I like to think that the way this would happen is because this is something I think about. Yeah. Not even podcast related. This is just I have a lot of spare time and
Justine's late night laying in bed.
Yeah.
Just ripping fat vapes or thinking about fucking sphinxes. Yep.
Yeah, it's just me in my cool touch bamboo silk sheets with my vape and my dab pen, and thinking about the Sphinx and how it would be like a meet cute, but I like to think it would go, she would ask me the riddle and I would have to answer the riddle to sleep with her, and it's not a coercion thing. That's our foreplay. Like it gets her going,
Very romantic.
Yeah, and I would play coy, ooh, maybe I don't know the answer to the riddle, but I do know the answer. In the fantasy, I always know the answer to the riddle.
Do you think the Sphinx would get a little frustrated if you were
Yeah.
unable to answer the question, like, wait, hold on. Are you sure you don't know? Can I give you a hint?
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah. And like, and that's the thing. It's a little game we play.
So based on your Sphinx situation, would you fuck any of the creatures from Cats? Taylor Swift was a sexy cat. I'd fuck Taylor Swift as a cat.
Mephistopheles.
Okay.
And it's not just because Mephistopheles is the only one that I remember the name of right now. That's not the reason. I like that one.
Not Rum Tum Tugger, which sounds like a sexual act.
Yeah, I actually...
How much for a Rum Tum Tugger?
Ironically, in that sort of quadrangle, the sort of four square thing, whatever you call it,
shape.
Of knows what sex is, doesn't know what sex is, fucks, doesn't fuck.
Yeah.
I think Rum Tum Tugger doesn't fuck and doesn't know what sex is, unfortunately. Really ironic.
That is really ironic because I have really fond memories of giving my high school boyfriend a Rum Tum Tugger.
They're fond memories?
Yeah, incredibly fond. Through the gym shorts,
I feel like as a werewolf fucker, a Rum Tum Tugger would come in handy.
Oh yeah,
sounds like something you might do to your dog. Is oh, come here, let me give you a Rum Tum. But then with the werewolf, you'd be like, let me give you a Rum Tum Tugger, good boy. Oh, God.
Whoa,
sorry.
Whatever you just said. Oof.
I know.
Never do that again. Oh my God.
I'm glad we're 43 minutes in because anybody that hears that deserved it already.
It's actually really fucked up when someone comes over to your house and they start giving your dog a Rum Tum, but then they end up giving it a Rum Tum Tugger, and you're like, bro.
Whoa.
All right. So I know Justine's answer, but I need Phil's answer. I need WM's answer.
Mine was the Loch Ness monster. Remember?
Right,
sure.
okay.
Yeah. We the oral history.
Yeah, he's taking Nessie.
Right.
He's taking Nessie to Flavor Town.
I didn't know if that was your vote. Okay. All right.
Yeah, I gotta land there. I can't top that.
No.
I like I'd like to fuck Swamp Thing. I don't think I really need reasons. It's just
no, you don't.
Pure. It's just pure visceral.
Yes.
You definitely don't need lube.
Yeah. No.
There's a natural slip and slide sort of quality to Swamp Thing, and I've always appreciated that about him.
Yeah, I really love an inherent viscosity to my sexual partners.
Same. That's why I like Italians. So slippery.
Yeah, exactly. You just can't catch them.
You'll never catch them. just like a buttered up hog. You just never.
just slipping through your fingers. Yeah, all my Italian exes, I affectionately refer to them as the ones that got away. They did.
Because they didn't, just couldn't get a grip.
I wish I had enough knowledge of Italian provinces to say all my Italian exes lived in Sicily or so. I don't know. That doesn't rhyme, but you know what I'm saying? Maybe there's.
I get what you were going for. I think that
just
works.
Edit that one out for me. I don't know. At least leave me saying to edit that one out.
Unfortunately,
we be the title.
I don't think we can go any further on this mythical creature fucking subject.
No, we can't.
So let's divert back into a little bit of the saddest part of reality that we've been in, which is apparently people are becoming Taliban apologists because of these service dogs the U.S. left behind when we pulled out. People are outraged because they left the dogs behind. It's terrible. I mean, you can, but then the worst blue check people on Twitter and stuff are literally like supporting. They're saying, I am now a fan of the Taliban because they say the Taliban tweeted, we're taking care of the dogs. Which
I think
this is the second time we've had to somehow let people know that you shouldn't be supporting the Taliban no matter your political stance, right? I mean, am I interpreting this?
Yes. Yeah, I think that's still where most people of sound mind are. Not sound mind, you know what I mean? Not in an ableist way, in a don't be a fucking awful way.
Yeah. I can't imagine the liberal brainworms you have to wake up and see a post like we were taking care of the dogs, and instead of just having a moment of a nuanced adult thought about anything, you're just like, oh, the Taliban arena, we're taking good of the heckin' good puppers. I love them now. Oh. It's just do better.
I know that there's a fake Joe Biden's dog Twitter account. I really would love to know if there was tweets about this from that account, because that's how cursed the timeline is.
The Oval Poffus account?
Yes, I'm certain there must be something. It's the worst.
I hate the Oval Poffus.
So how long do you guys think we're going to have to endure Taliban apologists? Because I will give credit. I saw a post today that the Taliban is, and feel free to criticize the way I say Taliban. I can't even remember how this is a Taliban. But I saw a post today that said they're contemplating, they took over the Afghanistan government and they're gonna consecrate their new government on 9/11, and I just feel like the trolling is very intense to the degree that a lot of us depraved posters are gonna have a hard time not laughing at some of this shit because they're on another level with it.
That is grim though. That even as someone who laughs a lot and shouldn't laugh as much as I laugh, and that really makes my skin feel bad. I don't
look. I laughed about the Hooters 9/11 Let Freedom Wing pin.
Right.
Like, that's hilarious, and that's the world we live in. And I know that Justine has been working on a whole ad for the 9. So it's not like we're we're somewhere.
I'm gonna be famous.
We're close to the edge already, right? But like, the Taliban seems to understand that.
Yeah, and that's scary. Motherfuckers, you're not posters, but somehow you're posting, and it sucks. And I hate it.
Well, apparently the Taliban has a generation among them that reads our shit on Twitter or something.
Sure,
I don't know.
Of course, because I mean they're people.
Well, our government would like to believe they live in caves and shit, right? And that they're savages. But no, clearly they're trolling us very well, and that's the scariest
part. They're Taliban Zoomers, and they have iPads.
Yeah,
and
holy shit.
Well, the thing is, like, I follow like one of the Taliban accounts because, like, of course I do. But I follow it, and it's not like I see the posts. They're not like incredible. Like, holy shit, how did they get this posting technology? Like, they're just reposting like Groiper memes and like editing Taliban faces on like the based Chad, and it's just like. Women love women love Taliban, like, and it's like just a bunch of like red-pilled like 16-year-olds being like, oh my god, I've never seen something so based in my life.
No,
it's just like, it's not. I mean, it sucks, and it's still like grim and bleak in a way, but I don't understand the people who like are just like tripping over their own dicks to like congratulate them on being such like based posters. It's not.
It's like,
Trump was a better poster than the Taliban. I'm like,
wow, this is amazing. Wow, this is what a take.
True.
Holy shit.
The reach was good.
Trump was definitely a shit poster.
Yeah,
I love this.
No, I remember more of his tweets than I remember.
This is how Bernie can still win.
Bernie just needs to be a better poster.
Like,
I agree.
Donald Trump could repost based Chad Groiper memes, but the Taliban could never write anything of like what Donald Trump had to say about Kristen Stewart cheating on Robert Pattinson. They could simply never. It's just
the sentence you just stated really makes me regret not voting for Trump in the last election. I feel like I failed my country.
Trump was a way better poster.
Oh, we've got a non-posting president now, and that is extremely embarrassing, I guess.
His son's real cool, though.
Yeah.
Well, now
does his son post?
True. We need Hunter Biden to be posting a lot right now.
We need to teach him how to Twitter. Like, it's real important to me.
I kind of think that I like that Hunter doesn't post because he's like unsullied by it. He's very pure in the way that he is, where he just like wakes up. Pure as in like unadulterated. He just like, there's no outside influence like telling him to be that way. He just wakes up with the thought in his mind to like smoke some crack with his like sex worker girlfriend. We're very positive here. That's not being sarcastic. That's true. But and then just like have a kid with his dead brother's wife, and then text his dad from rehab and be like, I'm sorry, I'm such a fuck up. And then the one thing I will say to Joe Biden is that like, I loved those texts where Hunter was like, I'm sorry, I'm such a fuck up, whatever. And Joe was just like, it's fine, buddy. I love you. But yeah, there's no like outside influence on Hunter like cheering him on. I like that he just wakes up every day and he just is that guy inherently.
There's like a cold war of posting going on.
It's true.
And like Hunter being wholesome after his crack binge or whatever is not winning the posting war. Honestly, I hate to say that Justine has made me a Trumper tonight. I'm upset about that.
This
doesn't feel good.
Oh my god, this is like the like dirtbag left to to alt-right pipeline that I keep hearing about.
You just made it happen. You
just cracked it wide open all over.
You go so far left that you just circle back to the other side.
It's just about posting at this point. Who can post the hardest? And that's very important.
Right.
I say that every time.
I never thought the right could post that hard, but now I'm starting to rethink this.
They got all that free time. It's just like the left were too busy fucking all the time and then forgetting when our period is supposed to happen. We just can't. we don't know what's going on.
True.
Yeah.
That sounds way more based than posting, to be honest. So maybe that's what I'm forgetting here.
Fuck posting. The suck is now about actual sucking.
So this will be our last episode because just find us in a coffee shop hosting a book club after tonight, where we will be only meeting in the meat space from now on, where we can afterwards lead you back to our house, be impressed by our girthy bookshelves, and then fuck. And we don't.
This is called your bookshelf girthy. I love you.
I don't think the bookshelf thing is going to work in my favor, because I just looked behind me and the first two that I saw were O.J. Simpson's If I Did It and Chelsea Handler's Are You There, God? It's Me, Chelsea. So
you walk in the house and the camera just zooms in and just goes back and forth faster and faster between those two books.
This is some weird other version. Is it Tom Waits that says, "Don't fuck people who don't read," but it's like a way different version of that. Like, give them a Loch Ness monster. Oh, John Waters. Thank you. Yeah. Some guy with a J name and a W name. They're all the same to me.
And a fun mustache.
Great mustache.
The most important, actually.
Of course.
Yeah, but don't fuck people that don't read, that don't post. Is that where we're going with that?
Don't fuck people who don't shitpost.
It's probably smarter to go the other way.
Yeah. I swore off of shit posters and comics like a while ago, but I can't stop breaking. I can't live my life dating a normie and then just risk never being understood.
Yeah.
So is this relationship is it in character like the whole time, or are you breaking kayfabe to be in a relationship with someone that's not a comic or a shit poster? Is that what you meant?
Yes.
Okay, cool.
Just yes.
That was a weird question.
You guys hear about this John Mulaney shit?
Yeah.
No, wait, hold on. What?
You don't know about this? All right. So he cultivated a following of a bunch of Zoomers who don't know what addiction or sex is. And apparently he cheated on his ex and then had to go to rehab. But he knocked someone else up. And now everybody's up in arms about it. And it's just there's this disconnection between the character that people play on stage or as a comic or whatever.
Yeah.
And then who they actually are.
Yeah.
Right.
So that kind of feeds into
because if you listen to John Mulaney's stand up, he does sound very I'm just a wholesome, he's a wife guy who's just hanging out.
He's a wife guy who also doesn't fuck.
Yeah, exactly.
That's the way he comes off.
Exactly.
Oh man, he is so vanilla looking. I feel bad for him.
And then,
there's no way that. Can you imagine having sex with John Mulaney?
I just did. I didn't want to.
I'm doing it right now, and it's all right.
God damn it.
The noises that would come out of that man.
Jesus
but he does.
Christ.
He mentions. He mentions having addiction issues, and that's he relapsed, but still everybody's so mad that he would cheat on his ex.
Yeah,
I mean cheat on his wife.
Or his wife? Who is she?
Some lady.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, why are we so mad?
He didn't date a comic or a shit poster. He just dated some lady.
Right.
So
he broke character. I mean.
Yeah. That's literally.
John, come on, man, get it together. Stop. Are you Jimmy Fallon over here? Come on.
Yeah, he just literally didn't live up to the idea that a bunch of Ashley said, just a bunch of fans who have never had real life experiences with that kind of thing. Just the idea of him that those fans created and they're like super mad about it. Like to the point I saw people doing like the math on like how far along the woman he got pregnant is versus like
that's fucking
when he
bizarre.
asked for a divorce. And it's like, you don't know this man in real life. Like,
this is not yours.
Yeah,
to figure out.
Business.
Yeah, these aren't your numbers.
I don't care. It's like, oh, it's not canon. Like that's a real person that exists. Like, fuck you, man. Like,
no, and I do believe that people are getting more disconnected from the fact that like people are actual people, and that's terrifying.
No, I totally agree with you. I will say one of the reasons I'm so glad to do this podcast with you guys is because we are based in a world of quote unquote posting, but once a week we get to talk and we
I get to drink with my buddies.
Yeah. But people get to listen to it and they hear us being like, we can't get this thing they want to say out of their mouth. It takes me a while to state the joke, or we say something that's questionable, or we laugh way too hard for way too long about something that's not funny to anybody else. It's just
you really want us to edit that part out, huh?
No, not at all. This actually, it all has to stay now, 100%, because for me, it goes back to the Chill Nil thing. The Chill Nil show was like meant to demystify and humanize people. It was meant to say, hey, we live in this world of posting. I think it's great that we can kind of break down the parasocial thing. I think it's like, it's fun in some ways. I personally get to know people better in a parasocial way up to a point. Then there's a certain breaking point for the parasocial thing where it's like, if you just post and comment and like, you can talk shit about me to your homies in real life all you want, and I probably would never know. So it is weird when like that shit, there's a point, there's a breaking point. So I think it's...
Yeah, because people at a certain point, like they just exist to you as like a little tiny picture that lives in your phone, and there's no like beyond that. So it's very easy to sort of compartmentalize. Like these are my phone pals that live in my phone, and they don't like exist in the real world. And I also think that's why people are so fucking weird online. Because the only people that experience them are their little weird phone pals that they don't have to face in real life.
It's a kind of screaming into the void while still getting some kind of response. Intermittent, non-confrontational.
Pissing into the void.
Yeah. Pissing and coming and puking shitting into the void. Me personally, I puke into the void.
Yeah, I'm crying and shaking and throwing up into the void.
Well, dude, like that's a mistake I feel like Melania made, is that you gotta cultivate the type of character and the type of audience where it's just like, oh, they fuck up a lot. Like that's the charm. You gotta be like a little bit shitty.
Yeah.
Just be a little bit shitty at all times, and then people will forgive you for anything.
Yeah, based on my web presence, I don't think anyone's ever gonna be disappointed in anything I do. Like that bar is on the fucking floor. Like, unless I start, like, saying slurs or something, like, there's nothing that anybody can, like... It's, right. They know what to expect.
If you go militant Q, it'll be a bit. And I know it'll end eventually.
Exactly, yeah.
But everybody's just gonna be like, well, she's got a fat ass, so it's fine. she's uncancelable.
Yeah, I say some off the wall shit sometimes, and
I know, dude.
And everyone's just like, so true, bestie.
That's what we do.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, speaking of being a little bit shitty but having a fat ass, apparently Steve from Blue's Clues came back this week.
That was a segue.
Yeah, did you like? I was really working on that.
Really good. That was a good transition. I'm proud of you, man.
Thank you.
That was amazing.
Yeah, I thought that was good. I don't know if Steve has a fat ass. I hope he does, though.
It does tie into the parasocial relationship thing, though, because people are being
absolutely
weird about it.
Yeah.
It made me feel weird. Yeah. How are you going to leave me when I'm like 10 years old and then, all of a sudden you come back and you're proud of me?
Yeah, what are you, my fucking mom? Yeah, exactly. Yes. Ashley actually had a great post about it where it was like a guy that you haven't seen in 6 years, just like, hey, you got a sec?
Yeah. No, that's what it feels like. It feels like an ex saw a really dope selfie I took. Yeah. And he wanted to hit me up again and be like, hey, what's up? Remember those times when we used to have fun? And I'm like, no.
Yeah.
No, I don't remember those times.
Your ex saw a picture of you in like a killer outfit at a bar, and you're with a guy friend, but he's not sure if there's something more there. So he's got to like come in and like check what's up with that, but he's going to do it in a subtle way.
It was like, you left me just like my father when I was a child, and now I have a fentanyl addiction, and you want to just show back up in my life. Yeah. Okay, dude.
And he was like, look at all the things you've accomplished. And you're like, no, my life is a fucking tire fire. Like, what the fuck is wrong with you?
Tire fire.
Yeah, he's like, look at all the great things you've done. Like, I just got a whiteboard and I'm really excited about it, Steve. I don't know what else I've got going on, buddy. I sent a picture of a whiteboard to 6 people because I was so excited about
it. Thank you, Steve. Got me feeling really good. I just gotta bring up, I felt like there was like somebody with a gun just right off frame from this whole thing personally. Like there was some, wholesome energy to it all, but there were certain moments where I'm kind of like, I feel like this guy's gonna get murdered if he doesn't do this. Did anybody else get that feeling?
Yeah. Like it's Dan Schneider just like a foot away. And he's got like an AR train with like the red dot just and they had to edit the dot out in post.
Say the line. Say he doesn't even like feet. He just thinks they're funny.
Yeah, see, and then I really appreciate that y'all would discuss all those aspects with me, because every meme, there's so many memes about this right now, which by the time this episode airs, it's like we recorded on Thursday, it'll come out on Monday. The memes will be completely obliterated, like over the top, overdone. But none of them have touched on any of these things. They're just making jokes about, what he said and the punchline. But like, this shit is weird. Like, really fuck weird. You, Steve. Go away. Nobody asked for this.
What is Nickelodeon trying to pull? I don't like it. It's suspicious.
I would rather have Blue come back and say this shit than Steve. Like, yes, thank you. But like, he totally was he just boned out, right? He was like, I can't do this anymore. Fuck these kids. And like, just bounced, right?
He went to college, I think, is the official like reason that he was supposed to leave.
Canonically.
In character. I thought in character he went to college, but I thought like he had like an actual mental break.
Yes.
Sorry.
As an actor, that's what I heard.
I'm a toddler and I can't differentiate. I'm just like, Steve went to college.
No, but I do believe that Steve left because he was being like, like people treat famous people when they see them. He was being treated as like this character or whatever, I think, too often. I think I remember something about that. But yeah,
that sounds horrific, honestly.
Yeah, right. I would leave too. That's the thing, is I don't I think it was a nice idea to come back, but the execution's weird and people treating it as a meme is weird.
And just the general response is really weird, especially the demographic of people who are having this response. I'm 27. I fit perfectly in the age range. Like, I was 2 when the show started. I was 8 when Steve left. And I, like, again, haven't thought about Blue's Clues in 20 years at least. Like, and I see people who are, like, anywhere from, like, 5 to 10 years older than me, like, freaking the fuck out about Steve from Blue's Clues. And I'm like, did you catch a rerun or something in high school and like it really did something for you? I don't understand. Like,
I have to say, like, my little brother watched it when he was like a baby, and so I think there is a part of me that appreciated like, oh, you're coming back for him, and sort of like looking at it from over here, just sort of, just like nodding.
It's the people, I guess, who like are treating it like it was for them, and it's this weird like, and
it's not
borrowed nostalgia.
Yes,
it's like this isn't. Yeah, like you said, this isn't for you, and it's a weird thing for you to decide that you want to be for you. I guess it's just like do you have a 401k? Because if so, don't worry about Steve from Blue's Clues. Probably, like, I cashed out my 401k for drugs like years ago, so never mind.
Nice.
In-stage capitalism will have, people cashing out their 401k for Steve's return arena show or something. Is what I see. Is it, like, well, climate change is definitely going to end the world by 2025. So, Steve, you should definitely come back for one final show.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
it's in the bag.
Well, I guess he's bald now because he's wearing a hat. Also, I hate that hot dog wallpaper.
Yeah.
I thought it was dog bones.
Was it?
Yeah.
No,
I think
you're right.
Sense.
No, it's hot dogs.
Is it hot dog? That's fucked up. That's just
It's hot dogs.
Glizzies.
Yeah. Look at it.
Yeah.
No, you can't unsee it.
No, that's
I'm just going to open
Fucking hot
Facebook
dogs.
right now and see what the first post that comes up is, and I bet it's
always been it's always been hot dog wallpaper.
No, has it?
I would just say everybody stay off the internet for the next 3 to 5 days if you don't want to see Steve memes. Which
well,
none
if you're
of us can
listening to
do.
this when it comes out, stay off for the last 3 to 5 days.
If you're listening to this, you've been deeply inundated with Steve memes, and you probably hate your life. And
wake up.
We have more subjects to cover, but I think we've
run out of time.
Yeah, I think we're like a bit over.
Yeah.
That's good though. That means that we had fun.
Yeah, we did.
We had a great time. And we're prepping all the listeners for the bonus episodes. They're coming soon. Stay with us, y'all. This is our 5th episode. This is very exciting. I love to see this. 5 episodes deep.
And thanks again to Jay Pupa for your fucking theme song that we love.
Tight.
I love it so much that I just keep like throwing in extraneous fuckings. I'm like, this fucking song is fucking. You can
it whips ass.
Is Jay Pupa actually Matt Moyer? He just didn't want to tell us it's his music.
He's just.
It took him a long time to get the name. Like we kept asking him, what is the name and the artist? He was like, let me get back to you. And I'm like, is this Matt figuring out his alter ego music
like Garth
project
Brooks.
name? He's like, oh, I wasn't ready to, well, no, you know how it is. Like if you make music, you're like, oh shit, I didn't plan on releasing this, but now everybody likes this song, so I got to come up with a name now. Jay Pupa, yeah, that's it. Like it's probably not Matt. Shout out to Jay.
Jay Pupa's listening to this and crying right now.
Oh, so sorry, Jay. Your song is so tight.
Yeah, we really do love it, and we're extremely thankful to have it. And it's gonna fade in soon, and everybody's gonna be happy.
Right about now. It's hopefully fading in at this point.
Yeah, the music is fading, baby.
Here it comes.
Open wide.